Whether what happened 2 days ago was real or not, and I know some people are saying it's not, and some people are saying it is, it does not matter. Whether the death of Charlie Kirk was real or not does not matter. The emotional impact of what we've seen in the media with that video circulating is real. People are just going crazy nowadays. People are literally celebrating the death of a man because they don't like what he said. They don't like his opinions, and they equate opinions with violence, and that is so dangerous. The mindset of these people is like the mindset of a bearerist. I have to say that. It sounds so stupid, but if you say the actual words, stuff happens on here. It is so infuriating. I went to class last night. I'm in a master's program. There were students in the class saying that he got what was coming to him because he spread hate. What exactly did he say that was hateful? He was pro-life. He believed in Jesus. He was right-wing. Who cares? I know some of you will say, well, you're a privileged person. Of course you don't care. It doesn't impact you. It doesn't have to impact you either. You let it impact you. You watch things you hate so much, and then you go online and all you focus on is what you hate, and your heart is filled with hate. I'm speaking to the left. The left has gone crazy. The left has lost their minds. I used to be a leftist. I used to be crazy. I overcame that through Jesus Christ, who awakened me and changed me. It is so sad. It is so sad to see people who think that that person has so much power over them that they have to end that person's life. If you hate someone so much, they have power over you. You're the one that's oppressed because you keep watching that content and putting it in your mind and telling yourself that you're a victim when you're not. Why do you keep watching it over and over and over if you hate that person? What did Charlie Kirk do? He went to universities and gave people a microphone and let them speak. He talked to people that he disagreed with. And the people that disagreed with him, they didn't want to talk. They wanted his life to be over. Seeing the reaction of people, and you know what else makes me angry too, is they think everyone else thinks like them. They don't even know they're in a bubble. If you live in California and you're surrounded by leftists, you're in a bubble. Okay, if you go to higher education and you're surrounded by other students that are leftists, you're in a bubble. If you go to rural communities in other cities, in other states, people are conservative and they are Christian and they don't like your mindset. But they're not always going to go after you. Yes, there are some violent acts that happen, but for the most part, they're not going to go after you and try to take you out. You're the one that wants to end their life. It's not the other way around. It really isn't. The Christian community, the true Christian community, are meek people that do not want violence at all. It's just very sad. It's very infuriating that people assume everyone's going to automatically agree with them. This girl in my class last night, she said he got what was coming to him and he deserved it because he spread hate. She wouldn't even say what he said that she didn't like. She wouldn't even give one example. And a lot of the people in the class agreed with her. There were only a few people in the class who said that he didn't deserve it. It was such a tense moment. It was such an uncomfortable, disheartening moment. Why didn't anyone question that? Why? Why didn't anyone say, what are you talking about? What hate did he spread? Only a couple people in the class said that they disagreed. And then other people in the class were saying, well, why should I care if he passed away? He wouldn't care if I did. How do you know that? How do you know that somebody doesn't care about you? You think that just because you disagree with someone, that makes you their enemy. That is not the case. Do you know how many people I have had to work with and live with and be surrounded with who have completely different perspectives than me? And I was not trying to ruin their lives or get them fired or take them out of this world. That is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. And she just had this smug look on her face, and she was just smiling and laughing and cursing and using profanity in class. This is supposed to be a professional environment. Mind you, she said that she's a teacher and she works with teenagers. And she said that she has teenagers in her class who are not white that support Charlie Kirk. And that shocked her. She thinks everyone of color has to think the same way. She thinks everyone should think the same way, or they're wrong or they're evil. She said she has students she wishes she could call stupid. She said she has students that when they turn 18, if she sees them on the street, she's going to confront them. That sounded like a threat to me. And the teachers don't do anything to stop this language of division, this anger, this vitriol. The teachers in the class, they don't tell the students, hey, be respectful. But when I say something about how I'm from Stockton and there were a lot of thugs in that city, I'm told to be careful about perpetuating dangerous stereotypes. I never once said anyone deserved death, but this person is saying that, and nobody's stopping that person from saying that. I believe in freedom of speech, but I think that is just not appropriate for a college class, and I do think college classes should have guidelines and boundaries that allow a discussion to be constructive and respectful. And I'm honestly just so ashamed of higher education. I'm so ashamed and angry that people that work in higher education and people who attend college have become so callous, and they think they're on the right side of history because they live in a hive mind bubble. They live in an algorithm. They live in a social media website, and it's just an echo chamber of the same idea over and over and over again. They focus so much on what they don't like. That's all they can ever talk about and think about. They don't even know who the true oppressor is. They don't. They don't know the true oppressor. There is a lot that I could say, but I'm not ready to say everything right now. But there will be a day when a lot of things come out. Things that already have come out, but more evidence of what we know is happening in this world, and who really runs this world, and what they do to young people, what they do underground, literally. It's so much. I made a video the other day. It was about 45 minutes long, and it was talking about some things that were going on in my college class that made me upset, and how it showed me that the left wing is just going way too far, and how I felt very uncomfortable, and I still do. And I feel silenced, and I feel persecuted, and I feel like if I say anything, all of a sudden people are going to start putting the labels on me. Oh, well, you believe in this. Oh, you're conservative. Okay, that means you're a bigot. Oh, you believe in Jesus. That means you're homophobic. They put labels on you because of what you believe in, and they make you an enemy. It is an identity war. It is identity politics. But I made a video that talked in detail about everything going on, in more detail than I think I should right now. And the next day after I made the video, I took it down because I just had a bad feeling that I had said too much, and I think at times I say too much on here. I went pretty in detail with stuff. I took it down, and then that same evening, I found out what they did to Charlie Kirk. And people, I just don't know why the world is like this. I think people are really just losing it. The left in particular. I think the right wing is not perfect, because there's people on the right who will agree with anything that Trump says without thinking critically, and I don't like that either. I think you have to think critically about everything, and you can't just trust someone, and you can't just put a label on yourself. Yes, I do identify as a Christian conservative woman, that is true, but I don't agree with everything. I don't call myself Republican for a reason, because I don't like the Republican Party. I don't agree with the Republican Party, but I agree with conservative values. I agree with what Jesus Christ taught us. I believe he's real. I believe he really is God. The Son, he is God, but he's not the Father. He's the Son, but the Father is in him. I believe that. But it just makes me so sad and so angry that the world is the way it is. But I've seen some good things too. I've seen some individuals on the left, like Dean and Parker, crying about how they knew Charlie and they used to debate him, and they feel really bad about what happened. And Ethan Klein was crying about it. And then I see people on the right that are very upset and distraught. And it shows me that you don't have to agree with someone to feel for them. Okay? You don't. I didn't really care for a lot of the things that Charlie Kirk said. I actually had him blocked towards the end of his life. I thought he was saying a lot of things that didn't make a lot of sense to me about Israel or about the war that was going on in Iran or about Trump. I didn't agree with a lot of things he said. But I would never wish this on somebody, because then you're not even giving that person a chance to think and change. You're just trying to silence somebody. And it's like that old adage that you don't cut someone's tongue out to prove they're a liar. You do that to silence someone. He wasn't wrong about everything he said, and he wasn't as bad as people make him out to be. And if this is all fake, which it very well could be, you never know, it's still a ritual, and it's still a symbol, and it's still to stir the pot of division and get everyone to hate each other and to fight with each other. And let me tell you, if he's a martyr, which he is, whether it's true or not, I'm telling you, the media, people have already seen it. It's real in people's subconscious minds, which means it becomes real in the conscious too. When you make someone into a martyr, you make that person's movement stronger. But also, when you make an example of somebody like that, you make the left feel emboldened to do more things like that, and you make them feel vindicated that they're on the right side of history, and they're not. Violence really is not the answer. It never has been, and it never will be. It's just very sad that people are still trying to justify what's going on. But the brainwashing runs so deep, because I used to be like that. If this was 10 years ago, if I was 18, 19, 20, 21, up until I was about 24 is when I found Christ, 24, 25, around that time, I would have been like, okay, yeah, you know what, he probably did get what was coming to him. I probably would have thought like that too. And that's why we have to be patient with these people. But I won't lie, it's very frustrating. It's incredibly frustrating, because you just want to shake these people and get them to wake up and realize that advocating, I'm sorry, I'm getting flustered, but advocating for violence is not okay. It's never been okay, and it never will be. We have to try to change people's hearts and touch people's hearts. We have to talk to people. And Charlie Kirk, he actually spoke to people. He actually talked to people, and that's what he wanted. He wanted people to have those conversations. He wanted people to listen to each other. He wasn't just coming out here. Sorry. There's like this big beetle on me. There's like this big black beetle on me right now, y'all. Good timing. Maybe it's a comedic timing. I don't know. Maybe we just need to laugh a little bit more and try to be positive. Maybe we're just supposed to try to be positive and shift the consciousness into something else and not focus on the negative all the time. Because that's just not a good way to live. I mean, imagine sitting in a room and just watching CNN all day. What are you, crazy? Are you crazy? Just imagine going on leftist TikTok or leftist Tumblr and just reading all that crap all day, dude. It's just sad. Maybe that's what we need. Maybe we just need to bring back humor and just make fun of this crazy, bizarro world. But alright, you guys. That was crazy. There was like a huge beetle on me. But it's okay. Maybe it's a sign I need to just cut the video short and just be like, bye, y'all. Have a good day, everybody. Let's try to shift the consciousness to something more positive. Don't lose yourself. Don't lose your meek heart. Don't lose that. Don't lose that Christ-like love for people. You gotta love people. You gotta guide people. Lead by example. Still try to be a good person. Be patient with these people. They do not know what they're doing. They watch the same stuff all day long. It's an echo chamber. They don't know there's other people in the world that think differently than them and that they're not the enemy. We're not meant to be each other's enemies. We're human beings. We have to unite. We have to band together. We have to. There is a real elite. They're not elite. They call themselves the elites that control everybody. And they do things worse than your wildest imaginations. That is the true enemy. Have a good night.